What up, all my fight fans? So, our great boxing rivalry, our greatest boxer versus boxer of this generation, or I guess fighter versus boxer, whatever you guys want to call these guys. But you had Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence this past Saturday. I'm about to break it down, and guys, I promise you, it was not a fight you want to miss. It was a great fight, a great one-sided fight for those who have seen it. But if you haven't seen it, I'm about to give some spoilers right now, so I do recommend you see it before you watch this video. It would be in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. So, guys, we had our version of Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy the Hitman Hearns. It was literally the best versus the best, the undefeated versus the undefeated. Who was the pound for pound number one? Who was the best of all time? We got that decision on Saturday, and guys, it did not disappoint. I was overwhelmed with excitement when this fight was announced, and definitely feels like it really did not disappoint. And I do feel like it's just the beginning of this storyline. So yes, was the fight one-sided? Absolutely. It was a complete annihilation from Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford completely just destroyed Errol Spence. It was 100% nowhere near competitive. I mean, the way Terrence Crawford moved, his footwork, his in and out movements, his jab was just literally on point, accurate, 100%, non-stop. He just could not miss. His power shots, he could not miss. Literally, Terrence Crawford was just on another level on Saturday night. He was 100% in a different playing field. He was in a different world. No one could touch Terrence Crawford last night. Terrence Crawford was just literally perfect. And it's very rare to see fights like that. It's very rare where we see boxers or fighters have this such great performance. We're just like, whoa. And you know what? It's different. Should not say that because we do see that, but we see it against other opponents that quite frankly are not at that level that they were in. But this was a person who was at that level. We're not talking about some guy who is ranked 10 or 9. We're not talking about some guy who's not even unranked, and we're not talking about some unknown individual. We're talking about another great athlete, another great boxer, Errol Spence, who was literally everybody's favorite. Well, not everybody. Some people had this hit and miss, or possibly it could have gone either way, 100%. But at the end of the day, Errol Spence is no punk. Errol Spence is no pushover. Errol Spence is still one of the greatest fighters out there, but not the greatest. Right now, you have to give that to Terrence Crawford. But that just makes it so much more impressive of what Terrence Crawford was able to do to Errol Spence. That it wasn't just some unranked opponent or a ranked high opponent or something. It was against another great boxer. So yes, Terrence Crawford came out the victory, became a 2-time undisputed champion. He was a first-time undisputed champion, I believe, at 135. Now he's an undisputed champion at 147. So yes, the guy's in the record books, the guy's in the Hall of Fame. He is. If you want to retire now, he will retire literally as a top 10 greatest of all time. My personal book, 100%. So what's next for Terrence Crawford? Well, you know, with the ability that he had and with the fact that he wants to go up to 154, why not go after Jamal Charlo? Or Jamel. I'm sorry, I always get those two names mixed up. I know one of them fights at middleweight, the other one fights at 154. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But, yes, he should go after him. Go after all the belts. You know, maybe take over another division. You never know. That could possibly be another opponent. I do feel that Canelo Alvarez isn't that far from Terrence Crawford. If Terrence Crawford is able to pack on some muscle, able to carry around that weight, no problem, and being able to hold it well, because again, this is not somebody that is no pushover. This is Canelo Alvarez we're talking about. And Canelo Alvarez, we know this guy. He comes in pretty heavy, and he's a big boy, you know, and he hits like a mother. You already know. He definitely has power like no tomorrow, 100%. I could go all day, all night talking about Canelo Alvarez. So that's a potential in the future. I do not see that anytime soon. But quite frankly, that would be a massive fight for Terrence Crawford. Because again, Terrence Crawford, I mean, the guys just look so unbeatable And we always thought like, well, look at his opponents. He fought someone a little late. He fought Cal Brook late. He fought Amir Khan late. He's fought in some of the Gamboa late. He's fought in some of these other lesser known opposition. But now he went against a prime Errol Spence. And to look like that, I believe he is like on a knockout of 10 in a row, I want to say. So how it's just unbelievable, impressive of what he's been able to do and what he was able to do to silence the critics. Because I gotta admit, I was a critic myself. I was like, wow, I don't know about Cal Brook. Like again, he fought him late. He fought this guy late. Who's this guy he fought? Who's that guy he fought? But now there really is nothing left to say about Terrence Crawford when it comes to his career. There really isn't. You got to give him his flowers. You got to give him his standing ovation because the guy is legit. The guy is a great 100%, hands down. That is potentially what I see next for him. What is next for Errol Spence? You know, it's still up there. You know, right now, unfortunately, Errol Spence took a really bad beating. So he is going to have to take some time off. I mean, Errol Spence's face was just completely just, oh my God. I really am surprised the fight did not end it sooner. He went down 3 times. First time ever in his career. And got stopped. First time ever in his career. All in one night. So that's I think it's a really big, excuse me, how I should word this. It would be really good for Errol Spence to step away just for a little bit to let his body heal. Then maybe take on a couple of fights because he is somebody also who wants to go to 154 and wants to take on other challengers up there. He says that the 147 division maybe isn't the greatest cut for him anymore. It is a little bit difficult for him, but he is open to a rematch, and so is Terrence Crawford open to a rematch. These guys potentially could rematch each other at 154. My personal opinion is I would love to see these guys fight for championships within their respective opponents, possibly get those championships again, and we can see this again for a unified championship, all the belts on the line at 154. Might be a little bit different. Might be. You never know. Maybe Terrence Crawford might be a little bit more stronger. Maybe he might be a little bit more slower. Same thing goes for Errol Spence. Maybe he'll be stronger. Maybe he'll be slower. But it will be definitely entertaining to see because I feel like these guys can definitely be competitive still. I feel like Errol Spence could potentially be a little more competitive. Maybe he had an off night, or maybe 100% this was just Terrence Crawford's night. I feel like it was just his night, 100%. I would love to see it again. Not at 147. If it goes at 147, I feel like it's just going to be much, much more of the same. That's my personal opinion, guys. But I would like to hear yours. Let me know what you think is going to happen next for these guys. Next for Terrence Crawford. Next for Errol Spence. And if you haven't seen the fight, go check it out. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.